because we were freezing a minute ago, but now we're not.
We were. So hopefully it stays like non-freezy.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. Thanks for coming back, everybody. We have both of our mics turned on this time around, so you can hear us.
Yes. Sorry about that. My bad. It was a little boo-boo, and I'm sorry. For all of our podcast listeners, which is probably about 3 people, I am so sorry that you got all of that. So this time around, it should be better. Hopefully.
Learning pains. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're learning as we go.
We are. We were just talking about our logo, guys. So if anyone has any ideas of any flourishes we could do for our logo.
I can't find it. Hang on. There it is.
Oh, yeah. Look at it. It's 2
I'm not used to being on
arrows
this side.
crossed. That's, we were thinking it out. So.
Yeah. Leave a comment. Do you like the logo? Do you not like the logo? We're willing to do anything for your subscription.
Anything. All right.
Okay, we're playing Tether again.
And we will be until we finish it.
That's right. We'll be going.
Which, we're getting through it. We are in the heart prompts right now, guys. Wait, hold on.
That's
just
right.
kidding. The diamond prompts. Woo! Wow. I had to flip my book over. That's fine. We are in the diamond prompts right now, and we're going to be moving soon, I think, to the clubs, which means that we are very close to being done. By very close, I mean not really, probably like 12 entries, but
I like that.
We're getting there. We're really hammering it out, and on this episode, we're going to be discussing the last prompt that was given.
The 9 of diamonds, I believe.
Yeah, the 9 of diamonds. So, Colin, would you like to recap last episode?
Oh, sure, man. Let's see. So, 2 episodes ago, Jordan had gotten sucked into a mirror, and they had asked Charlie to go smash the mirror in order to free them using timey-wimey stuff. And then Charlie was trying to, and was in a car with her grandparents, and ran into Jordan's father mysteriously, because he's not supposed to be there, and he was acting all strange, and he called her Charlotte, which is her name, but he shouldn't know it. Mm-hmm. Everything was all funky and weird, and that's pretty much where it left off, right? Yeah. They took him to the clinic.
They did.
Yeah, they took
the only
John
clinic
Murphy
in town.
The only clinic in town.
It also, it also doubles as a vet office and livestock place.
It's just like it's a minute clinic / vet.
It's the ultimate urgent care.
Yeah. Ultimate urgent care. I like that. We should open an ultimate urgent care.
We should, but no one... It's just us handing out Band-Aids. Because we don't know how to do anything else. Would you like some Tylenol? Does it hurt?
Here's a Band-Aid.
Would you like... Yeah. Here's some Neosporin. Would you like me to read the last prompt?
Go for it.
Sweet. All right. And this is where we're leaving, where we left off. This particular prompt was, you see something in an old photograph, news article, or other piece of media that is out of the ordinary or downright horrifying. What is it? What does it lead you to believe, or how does it change your perspective? That would have been a helpful prompt when I was writing about the school photos.
Well, that's not what happened now, is it?
But no, I passed it to you.
Because we play by the goddamn around here.
We sure do. We weren't like, oh, that would be better for me. No. I still have not read anything out of this book. No cheatsies.
I know. We don't read ahead. And we don't talk about what the other person's writing until
No.
right in this very minute where I read to you like LeVar Burton.
We need a butterfly to fly across the...
I've met LeVar Burton, and he's an incredibly nice gentleman.
Oh.
Yes,
I like
he's
it.
Very nice guy. Okay, are you ready for this week's
I am.
entree?
My pen is
into
out
the
for a little bit of
show?
notes.
Oh, note taking.
I do. I take a tiny bit of note if something sounds like I'm going to use it.
I just keep it all up in my noodle noggin.
That's why you have no hair, because you had to make room.
Yeah, that's right. Like Megamind, I just had
for
to
all,
like.
for all the knowledge. The more knowledge you get, one little piece of hair falls off.
I use follicles like data processors. Okay, are you ready?
Stuff of the future. Yeah. Ready.
The future's very bald. Charlie. Time is strange in this. Inside the. Wherever I am. The longer I'm here, the foggier everything is. The fuzzier my mind feels. Like there's a mist inside my head and it hurts. I kept staring out the mirror back into reality. Our reality. Something I didn't tell you before. I could see my own body laying still on the floor in my mother's bedroom. I watched for a long time, but the mirror never broke. Why didn't it break, Charlie? I hope you're okay. Sorry. That is your name, right? That's your name? Charlie? I sat there for too long. I did nothing for a long time. I don't know how long I was before I stood up and stepped backwards, away from the mirror, into the dark nothingness surrounding me. I stumbled through the haze until I found a street lamp. It looked old, but new at the same time. The yellow-orange glow never seemed to get closer, even though I was walking towards it. Once I got to it, I understood why. It wasn't there. I was looking through a mirror into the world. The street lamp was in the distance and out a window. It was glowing on a dirty street filled with old leaves. But I could hear voices. So I cried out. It had been so long since I used my voice that it was scratchy and hoarse. I sounded like I was moaning inside a tunnel. Looking around, I could see a bedroom, but it wasn't my mother's. I think I was back in the old Cutter house. I pounded my fist against the glass, holding me back, but I couldn't break it. Moaning and scratching and screaming, I finally saw a small light bounce into the room. It was a flashlight in the hands of a teenage boy. With him was a young girl as well. They screamed, "An old witch!" She yelled. Was I old now? The boy dropped the flashlight and ran. But I had made eye contact with the girl. She seemed frozen in place. And I felt drawn to her like a magnet. Before I knew it, I was staring back at the mirror from inside the room. Only it was a little shorter than I had remembered being in real life. Looking at the mirror, I could see the young girl inside. I looked down at my body. I was wearing light blue polyester pants with white pinstripes, and the bottoms flared out a little bit. I had traded places with her. Looking up, I could see the young girl inside the mirror now. She was scared, and I felt bad about the accident. But I'll save her. I'll come back for her, but I can't fight the terror from inside there. Without looking at her, I picked up the flashlight and left. I couldn't believe I was free. I hope that girl can forgive me. I'm sure it'll be fine. I walked out of the Cutter house and down into town. My first thought was to get home as fast as possible. But the more I looked around, the curiouser I was. Things were better, nicer, cleaner. I walked past my dad's gas station. It wasn't run down at all. In fact, it looked almost new. I found a newspaper on the sidewalk and picked it up. It had a picture of President John F. Kennedy on it, with the headline, "Nation in Shock, JFK Assassinated." I looked up at the date. 1963, November 23rd. From behind me, I heard, "Hey, kid." It was a cop in his car. "You okay?" he asked. "I think I'm lost," I said.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't get you out of the mirror, okay? Interesting.
I decided to play with the rules a little bit.
I like it. I'm gonna have to figure out the next. Wow.
Because now I'm 30 years behind you.
Mm-hmm. And are you stuck there? You know? What happens if I break a mirror?
Right. So what happens now? Because technically I'm not in the mirror yet, but that is how I got there. It also worked out like oddly well that 30 years before, or I guess 60 years from now,
Yeah.
is when Kennedy was assassinated. Actually, that whole fucking year was crazy. But
Now the question is, are you actually stuck and you've become someone else in town? Oh.
So now there's things to think about in terms of
full circling a person that we introduced. Wow. Okay. I like it. We just threw a little sci-fi in there.
Yep.
From a sci-fi writer.
Because I was sitting there and I was like, okay, what do I do and where do I go to get myself out of a situation I put myself in, which was inside the mirror. And I'm like, okay, well, I basically have a couple of options. I can get myself out in the present time somehow. I can stay inside the mirror. I can do like weird stuff inside the mirror. I could spend the whole time exploring this weird world. Or I can see what else is out there. Yeah, there's like Shadowland.
I like that you went backwards. Oh my god. It'd be funny if I figure out a way in, but I overjump you and I go 30 years back.
Because we had talked about because you had thought about bringing me into your timeline. And then I was like, yeah, we could do that, or
we can jump you backwards.
Because the whole premise of this is that it's 30 years. It's a generation where the terror can't get to anybody. So why? And we never understood why it was 30 years.
Yeah.
So what if this is just some sort of like portal, weird universe connector?
Leapfrog, yeah.
Yep.
And it all starts with these like occultist style, mirrors.
Yep. And like, things timey-wimey here. So I wouldn't necessarily know how to go find you in 1993.
Right. No.
I just walked towards the first thing I saw.
You should have brought weed. This is gonna be an interesting round because you have Charlie wanting to find you but has to pinpoint who you are, and does.
Yep.
And now she knows who you are now, but your dad is something. Touched in some way, maybe. And I know that the mirror's in your house. So how would I navigate that? Or would I just go back to the Cutters?
Or would you go back to the Cutters?
And go to the second floor. How brave am I? I don't know.
Because now there's two spots. There's two spots to pinpoint where I entered and exited that mirror. One's in the future and in my house. One's in the past and in the Cutter house where you've already been. And then... But also that doesn't mean that... Well, there was a mirror that you saw your reflection, but wasn't your actual reflection. And that is in your time frame in the Cutter's house.
What if I get trapped in the Cutter's mirror? Does that mean that I end up in your body on the floor?
I don't know. And if you smash the mirror, where am I? Like, am I stuck in the 60s? Does everything just go back to normal? Does anything happen?
I mean, at least if you're stuck in the 60s, you know what's going to happen to us in the future.
That's true. That's true.
You're like, okay, I can... You're a reverse boomer.
Okay, reverse boomer. Boomer, okay.
I'm a Gen X. No, not anymore.
Yeah, and if you
Wow.
go in, like, are you gonna age super fast? Like, did she actually age, or is it just kids thinking someone in their, like, early 50s is old?
I mean, yeah. I mean, my nieces and nephews think I'm old.
Yeah, I know. I know.
They're probably going to watch this because they actually subscribe to our channel, which is hilarious. And they're going to be like, I don't think that. Like, don't lie to me. When I was your age, I thought 40 was old. I was like, 40? Jesus.
You stupid kids.
Mm-hmm.
Now, get off my lawn.
Yeah, go mow.
Get off my digital lawn.
Get off my digital lawn.
Yeah, I don't know. This is
good. There's so many different... Yeah. And then midway, my dog started barking too. So.
Well, that's okay. The dogs are in the house.
No.
We also haven't established whether or not it's just this mirror or if it's any reflection or...
Right. Exactly. All these things that you put on my shoulders, Colin, to open up, to flesh out.
The more we go, the more we just add stuff to like unpack for ourselves.
I know, and we're like, God, we really need to circle back and like tie that together. Pretty sure that's it. You can tell like what kind of writers we are when we're like, okay, but really, we left that, and I want to go back and circle back and fix that and bring that in and flesh that out a little bit. And then we're like, oh no, this is just a journal style. It's not.
Well,
it's not
and
like
there
that.
are things.
It is like.
Like there are certain things that I have in my mind where I'm like, okay, I'll go back and do that to this thing. Mm-hmm. But if you do something that changes things,
yeah,
you can't do it.
I know, you gave me a person and I was like, oh, I'm gonna pull that person for a bit. I like that person. I want to flesh that person out a tiny bit. So I gave her a job and a name. Oh, man. Your mother doesn't have dementia right now. Yeah, I do now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm nervous. Go ahead. Ooh. Oh. This signals the last of the diamond prompts, guys.
Ace of diamonds.
Here we go. Oh, no. Here we go.
This is gonna be a good one.
It will. You discover something major about the terror. What is it? Does it make you more scared? Do you think you could use the information to your advantage? Wow.
Any thoughts right off the bat?
Right off the bat, I was thinking something with the like reflective. Something about, because we know this happens in 30, like a 30-year span.
Increments.
So in increments. So yeah, I have a couple ideas already right off the bat of what that could mean in terms of time loop or the maybe even that that rebirth kind of stuff, reincarnation kind of things. Yeah, I mean, maybe bring some occult kind of more stuff into it, maybe. Not sure. I have some ideas just right off the bat.
Yep.
Which is, it's amazing how quick those ideas hit. Like when you read it and you're like, oh, I got it. Like the last prompt, I was like, oh, I know where I'm going. I know exactly. Yep. I know 2 things I want to hit. Let's see if I get there. And it took me a little bit because normally, like, I'll get the prompt and I'll take a breath and then I'll do it. But the last prompt that I did, I waited a long time. Like I wrote it like Monday night. Normally I write them like Saturdays or something, like.
Yeah.
Or even earlier in the week. Like it really depends. But I like to sit with it and think it out and think, okay, a couple directionally I can go because I want it to be cohesive in a way. but
I
there's some
usually
things I
think
can-
a lot. I usually think a lot while I'm out doing stuff or
Mhm.
not sitting in front of the journal. And then
Right.
I sit down and iron it all out. And that's where I start to get the details and like, okay, well, what happens if I do this? Or what happens if I do that? And is that like something the character would do? And you sort of put all the threads together. But now the web's getting real big.
Yeah. And if, like, since she still has the journal, she has the journal in the past.
Yes.
Who is the original writer of the very first passage?
Right.
You know, as a warning, or is that passage just still there? You know.
Yep. Where does everything begin? Where does everything end?
And we know the journal in 93 ended up in Charlie's mom's room on her bookshelf.
Right.
So.
But in 2023, it was in Jordan's dad's dilapidated gas station.
So I know that that's the last spot, like, in the end of things, is where it's kind of interesting that we set our ending up almost. And we didn't even, you know, because that'll be probably the ending.
Yep.
Somehow.
Yep.
You know, so, So there's, it's so good. Like, the prompts are getting even more, like, in the beginning I was like, oh, we'll see how this rolls. And then as it's going, we're like, oh my God, it really does make you.
And I didn't, like, I don't look ahead because I have the deck here, but you have the prompts. I mean, I have the prompts too. It's just, this is kind of how it's worked out. It's been kind of fun that way, but I don't look ahead at the cards. And I was like, oh, I hope after this one, I hope Miranda gets a diamond or an ace. Yeah. Because I know, like, when you hit those aces, like, it's kind of a turning point.
It's gonna, and I think, honestly, I think how it pans out, I think I always get the aces.
You do? I think so too.
I think so. I think that's how it goes. Because I was looking at the deck of Providence, like how we build it out, and you go 3 cards, hearts, the ace of hearts, 3 random cards from the diamond pile, the ace of diamonds, and then it'll be you, me, you, ace of clubs, you, me, you, ace of spades. So I get the aces. But you know, it makes sense because I'm in the past.
That's always that rhythm.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'll be very interesting. I'm really interested to see what you do for next week. Speaking of, we're at 28 minutes, 27 seconds. So we have to.
Oh my God, guys, this is pretty great. So
every Tuesday we live stream. I think it's going to work out to just kind of do it at 6 o'clock. So that'll be our schedule from now on. 6 p.m. Tuesdays. Tune in live, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook now. If anybody's still on Facebook. Well, yeah, for the live, I mean. But yes, we are on Instagram.
Well, we're on Instagram. Just if you want to look at still photos and
stuff like that.
Listen to music.
You can find me at colincarlton.com or on all social media stuff at colincarltonvo. Miranda, where can I find you?
You can find me on all this stuff as Obscurabrasion.
Yeah, nice.
Nice, right?
A lot of fun. You're a writer. I'm a voice actor. We will see you next week, everybody. Hope you're enjoying. Please tell your friends and subscribe or follow or like or share.
Or find us.
Talk to people in reality. Find us. Thanks.